Hello, people of the gaming universe. You're watching the Night Broadcasting Channel. I'm your host, Fernando the Night, and I come bringing a special broadcast. And what makes this broadcast so special compared to all others? Well, we test a ghost phenomenon that has been trending throughout the entire web, and we will get to that here in a little bit. But, as always, before we start as I'm going to make it as always, before we start our topic for each broadcast, we're going to talk a little bit about the channel first. And one thing I want to talk about is now we got some music for the Night Broadcasting Channel. I didn't add music to it before because I thought that it would kind of ruin the news mood, but upon doing a few broadcasts I realized it's getting kind of a bore without some kind of background noise. So I think that music would be an excellent addition to helping making the Night Broadcasting Channel just a little more entertaining. I'm not sure how the Night Broadcasting Channel affects my channel, but I do know that occasionally when I think I need to stop doing the broadcast, this channel, stop the broadcasting, people would tell me no, keep the Night Broadcast Channel up. So I don't know what's so appealing about this or what, but we're gonna keep it live, and now we're gonna add music. If you think music's a bad idea, let me know, and I'll take it back off. But I think music would be an excellent addition to the Night Broadcasting Channel. But also, I want to talk about streaming. I think I'm going to actually make it a goal. I think I've said this many times before, but I'm actually going to make it a goal this time to start to stream every week. And starting next week, because this week I have no idea what my schedule is going to look like, so I'm going to figure out what the week's schedule would look like so I can figure out when would be the best time to stream. Summer's here, so I think it would be okay to start streaming in the mornings, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to be streaming in the early mornings, so good morning, everybody. We're going to start off our mornings with a stream. So I might stream on Wednesdays, I might stream on Mondays. I don't think I should stream on Tuesdays because I generally set all my doctor appointments when I get them on Tuesdays, so I think that would create a cluster fudge, but yeah, I'm going to try to make it a goal, whether it be a 15-minute stream or a 1-hour stream. We'll worry about that when the stream comes, but we're going to try to stream every single week to see if we can also grow my Twitch channel. And if you have not seen my Twitch channel yet, look in the description. It should be in there with all my other links of other places I've been. So it should be there with my Twitter, with my Facebook. Actually, I think I took off my Facebook. I'm getting back on Facebook, so I should probably put my Facebook back in there. I'll worry about that when that time comes in editing and whatnot. But now it's time to do the topic, and this topic for this broadcast is the Charlie Challenge. If you're not aware of what the Charlie Challenge is, it's basically a Ouija board thing. I think it's called a Ouija board. It's where you make a homemade Ouija board, ask a ghost some questions, they answer, spook the crowd out, and etc., etc. So that's the basic of it, but let's get back into it in a little more detail. The Charlie Challenge is actually something that started in Mexico, and it's actually better known as the Six Pencil Games because originally it had 6 pencils. What we are doing now on the web happens to be something done with 2 pencils, where you put it across from each other on a spreadsheet of paper where there's a cross and there's a yes and a no on the top, then a no and a yes on the bottom in the 4 squares. So that way the no and the yeses are opposite of each other between the 4 crosses. So, but the original game, it's 6 pencils with 2 people holding 2 pencils. Not 2 pencils. They're holding a total of 3 pencils. 1 pencil is in between both their thumbs and their finger, and they're holding lengthwise, so it's parallel with their body. And then they're holding 2 pencils outward towards their body, and they stand next to their friend who's holding the pencil in a similar way, so that way the pencil tips are touching each other. And when you ask a question, depending on how the pencil tips move, that would be either a yes or a no or a maybe. So the way that we play the game that I've learned to play done is you put 2 pencils with the 4 squares, you ask a question, and the top pencil that's bouncing on top of the on the bottom pencil should move to either yes or move to either no. and that should decide an answer to whatever question you ask it. To set it up, you basically set up the board, then you ask Charlie, can we play? Of course, every time you say whatever command you need to give it, you need to say Charlie, Charlie. But considering how I don't want to accidentally summon it, I'm not going to say the full sentence. But then you ask it, whenever you ask a question, you say like Charlie, Charlie, ask your question. And then we need, in order to properly stop the game, you need to say Charlie, Charlie, can we stop, and wait for him to say yes. So that's how the game is played, and I had actually set up and recorded some footage. I'm probably going to put on like the top right corner of how I set up the experiment. Unfortunately, I had a problem with the audio. I was testing out my new web camera, so I wanted to see how the video footage, and I didn't look at the audio that I was doing. It has its own mic, so I didn't use my internal mic in the computer or my actual headset mic. I was using the camera microphone, and the camera microphone, its audio is crap. Just gonna say that now. Its audio is crap. So there was some issues with the audio, so I couldn't post the entire experiment on, but basically I isolated a room. I made sure that there was no airflow. I put a few tabs of paper around the board to signify if there was a gust that was going by. I also put a glass of water to signify if the table moved. So if the table moved, the water would move. If airflow came, a paper tab would have fell down. So that way we would know if the environment affected the pencils in any way.
Charlie, Charlie, can we play?
Now, as you can see, I clearly was not getting a response. I spent 7 minutes just sitting there asking if we could play the game to Mr. Charlie Charlie, and unfortunately, we got no response. So I made sure I tested everything, and everything that I put in the experiment was to make sure that the pencils couldn't move under environmental circumstances, and sure enough, they didn't move. So, unfortunately, the only thing this experiment has proven was the fact that Charlie Charlie does not exist. We are not summoning a ghost that possibly drowned. We're not summoning a demon or whatever story has come up from the Six Pencils game or the Charlie Charlie game. Now, I'm not saying that for anyone who has played the game and has had said experiences of something summoned that actually talked to them or attacked them, as some people have claimed through my research on this game. I'm not saying that those haven't happened. I'm not going to... Personally, I have to see footage or anything else before I can develop an opinion on any of those stories, but I think there could be many explanations for what has happened. There could have been airflow, there could have been a little tremor in the ground if you live near fault lines or anything like that. There could be many factors that could cause the pencils to move, or there might actually be a poltergeist that have attacked you or communicated with you in that instance. But for me, what this experiment has proven was that there is no such thing. So the only thing I could do for you now is come up with theories on how this might exist. But the only thing I can tell you for now under scientific experimentation is he doesn't exist. And that's going to conclude our night broadcasting channel. So anyway, guys, if you have any comments about the experiment, if you want me to try again, if you think I've done anything wrong, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be willing to give it another shot. I'll definitely use better quality audio next time so you guys can see the entire experiment and not rely on just what you see on these little segment clips. But anyway, guys, I think this is the end. Yep. There's no more news to broadcast, so I'm your host for another night, signing off. Goodbye.